Hi students, welcome back to my YouTube channel RSK Competitive World. Students, after watching this video, you can subscribe this my channel and you will get other videos. If I uploaded the all videos, then you will get easily. So after watching this video, you can subscribe all of you. So today we are going to study about the gradient of a scalar function. So in the gradient of scalar function, before going to this point, we will first we will see that is what is del operator. Okay, so the del operator is indicated by reverse order of a triangle. So reverse of triangle, the del operator is indicated by reverse of triangle. So this del vector which behaves like a vector, so which is given by the del vector is equal to dou by dou x of I plus dou by dou y of j plus dou by dou z of k. So this is the operator. So del operator is indicated by this equation. So after that, the two things, there will be a scalar field and the vector fields. The two things will act here. So the first one, in scalar field, there will be a del operator into multiplication of some function, that is now we are taking here, there is a p. Okay, del multiply p, it is known as a gradient of p. Gradient of p means what? We can write it as grad of a p. We can write it as the simple term, that is grad p. Grad p is what? Gradient of p. Simply the multiplication of a del into the function, that is del p, which is coming in a scalar field. So the next one here, there is a vector field. See, in vector field, del dot f, this is different and this one is the different. This is simply the multiplication with the function, and now here there is a del dot f. This is what a dot product of the function with the del. So which is known as a divergence of f. Divergence is written as in a simplest form, that is div of f. So divergence of f. And another one is del cross f. Del cross f is the which is written as curl of f. Curl of f. What is curl here? There is a, if there is a given a cross product, then that is, we can write it as a curl. Curl of f. Curl f. So the first one, the simply multiplication is given as a gradient of p, and the dot product is given as a divergence of f, and the cross product is given as a curl of f. You remember these things. And next, the del operator is given here. So del is equal to what? Dou by dou x of I plus dou by dou y of j plus dou by dou z of k. So this is the operator. So we can multiply with the some function, means the second one you can see here, the multiply with the del into f. So we can write it this operator into here dou f by dou x of I plus dou f by dou y of j plus dou f by dou z of k. This is what? Vector, because we can multiply with the function. And what about the next one? So here del dot of f vector. So if you multiply with the dot product function, so you can write it as dou fx by dx plus dou fy by dou y, so dou fz by dz. So this is known as a scalar product. Means what? This value you will get now after this multiplying value, that should be in the form of scalar. So next one, you can multiply with the function vector dot del. So you can write it this one as a fx dou by dou x plus fy dou by dou y plus fz dou by dou z. This is also known as a one of the operator. Okay, so remember these things, how to multiply. If the function came with the simply multiplication of the del, and if the function came the simply the dot product of the function and the reverse order of the function and del operator, what it will gives. Okay, remember these things. So let's move for the next one, that is so the coming to the next point, that is what? Scalar, the gradient of scalar function. So how to get this operator, means del operator, how we will get? So the gradient of a scalar function, the consider here there is a one point, that point is indicated by P in a scalar field which is having a position vector, that is R. So R is equal to Ix plus Jy plus Kz. This is the position vector equation. So here the value of scalar field at their point is pi of the pi. Now here there is a scalar function. So pi is what? One of the scalar function. That pi of R, that is pi in the bracket x, y, z. We can considering here there is a 3D dimension, means what? In space. So the coordinates are what? The scalar function which is having a coordinates x, y and z here. Where pi of x, y, z is a continuous differential functions of 3 independent space coordinates, that is x, y and z. In the space we have to consider the coordinates, those are the x, y and z. So the partial derivatives of a pi with respect to x is what? D pi by dx. And if you want to derive the x function, then y and z is a constant. So this is the partial derivative, that is d pi by dx. So this measures the rate of change of pi at a point P along the x-axis. What is the d pi by dx is what? A rate of change of scalar function with respect to the x. Okay. So similarly that is the d pi by dy, the rate of change of pi at a point P. Therefore the rate of variation of pi along x, y and z axis is different, means what? D phi by dy is a derivative which is along a y-axis and the x and z are the constant here. So same thing in the case of d phi by dz. So d phi by dz is also the rate of change of a pi at a point with respect to the z-axis. So therefore the total variation, see here, therefore the total variation of a scalar function along the different directions in a vector space is known as a gradient of a scalar function. What is mean by gradient? Gradient of a scalar function, the total variation of scalar functions along the different directions in a vector space, means along x-axis, along y-axis, along z-axis. Like that we have to consider the directions and the magnitude. So that is known as a gradient of a scalar function. So which is written as gradient of a pi is equal to I of dou pi by dou x plus j of dou pi by dou y plus k of dou pi by dou z. So the gradient or the grad of pi is given by, we can also write it as a I dou by dou x plus j dou by dou y plus k dou by dou z. Pi we can take a common for here. So this operator is known as a what? I previously told that this operator is known as a del here. Okay, this operator whole thing is known as del, and this one is the phi scalar function. The grad pi is equal to, which is written as del of pi, means this is equal to this, means what? We can write it as a grad pi means the del of pi. Grad pi itself indicates that del phi. Okay, so this is where del indicated by this equation. Okay. So the coming to the next point, that is physical interpretation of gradient. How the gradient direction is coming in the 3-dimensional. Okay. So the physical interpretation of gradient means, you can consider here there is a in diagram. See, in diagram this is what? A level surface. This whatever I taken here, this is level surface. In space you can consider, that is in space there is a 3-dimensional, that is one is a x-axis, another one is a y-axis, another one is the z-axis. So we can consider here there is a x-axis, this one, this is y and this is a z. Okay, this is what? Origin. So this is the level surface. So this is one of the level surface and this is the another level surface here. Okay, see here in the explanation, consider a point P having a position coordinates x, y and z. So this is the point P. This is point P here. Now this is what? Point P. having position coordinate, having the position coordinate x, y and z. This is x, this is y and this is z. And the point Q is very close to, the point Q is very close to it. The point P, this one, this is point P which is very close to the Q. The Q point we are considering here on the another level surface, that point must be very close to this point. And now the P having the position coordinates x, y and z. And what about the Q having the position coordinates? You can see here the Q which is here. This having the position coordinates is x plus dx, y plus dy and z plus dz. So the P having the position coordinates what? X, y, z, and from P to Q it's moving some distance, that is indicated by dr, and from O to P which is indicated by r here. This is indicated by r, O to P, and P to Q is dr. Means the position coordinate of P is x, y and z, but the position coordinate of Q is, which changes with dr, means what? Dx, x plus dx, y plus dy, z plus dz. So this is the position coordinates of Q. The vector distance between the 2 points P and Q is given by, what is this value of a dr? You know previously that is a r value. R is equal to what? Here I written ix plus jy plus kz. But what about a dr? I of dx plus j of dy plus k of dz. This is the distance dr from P to Q. Let us consider here the pi of r is the scalar function of a point P. So r is given by ix plus jy plus kz. So pi of r plus dr at a Q, which is given by r plus dr vector is equal to I in the bracket x plus dx plus j in the bracket y plus dy plus k in the bracket z plus z dz. So this is the pi of r is the scalar function at a point P. And what about at the point Q? That is pi of r plus dr. So the change in pi from P to Q, from which is the using a Taylor's approximation, we can write it as a d phi is equal to dou pi by dou x into dx, dou pi by dou y into dy plus dou pi by dou z into dz. So this is by Taylor's approximation, you can see in the mathematics. So directly we are taking this one here. D pi is equal to dou pi by dou x into dx plus dou pi by dou y into dy plus dou pi by dou z into dz. And after considering this equation, we can write it as a, so we can split this into like this by using the unit vectors. I into dou pi by dou x plus j into dou pi by dou y plus dou pi by dou z into k dot, see, I into dx here, I into dx plus j into dy plus k into dz. Again you can multiply with these two brackets, you will get the same thing here. I into I, it will be 1. So dou pi by dou x into dx remaining. Like that you can multiply with this and this, you will get the same equation. So you can split this. Okay. So next, you know that this is what I into dou phi by dou x plus j into dou phi by dou y plus dou pi by dou z into k. This is given by del operator of pi. So del of pi into this one is what? Here. This one is the dr. Okay. So we can write it as a d pi is equal to del of pi dot dr. Okay. So next you can take this as the vector addition. Okay. So this is the, you can see here there is a d pi and dr. What is the vector addition here? The addition of two vectors. That is the mod of d pi mod of dr cos theta. Theta is in between the angle between the d pi del pi and dr. Okay, so now you can take this dr into here, this side, means d pi by dr is equal to del pi cos theta. So now this is the equation now. So this d pi by dr is known as which is what? The space rate of change of pi. The space rate of change of pi. So d pi by dr is known as space rate of change of pi. In a space, how much the value of pi is changing. So that value is this one. So next, this d pi by dr is the direction dependent. Means where the function is going maximum, that should be the direction of that value. Okay. So in space, the d phi by dr is maximum. When it will be a maximum, we can consider that is the theta is equal to 0 degree. Theta is equal to 0 degree you can put. Then what about cos theta? Cos theta is equal to 1. Then you will get d phi by dr is what? Value how much? That is a del of pi. So here you can see the del of d phi by dr is the maximum value when cos theta is equal to 1 or theta is equal to 0. So you can see in this d phi by dr, the d phi by dr is the maximum, that the value shows that del of pi. Del of pi means what? This is the gradient of pi. The gradient of pi is equal to del of pi, which indicates that hence the magnitude of the gradient of the scalar, function is equal to the maximum space rate of change of the scalar function, which indicates that the direction of the gradient is the direction in which d phi by dr is the maximum. We can say here there is the direction of the scalar function. If the direction of the scalar function, where the direction of the scalar function, where the function d phi by dr is where there is a maximum value of a d phi by dr, that indicates the direction of that motion, direction of that function. Okay. So d phi by dr is a maximum at a angle theta is equal to 0. That shows that direction. Okay. So if we move in such a way that theta is equal to 90 degree, what happens when the theta is equal to 90 degree? D phi by dr is equal to del of pi cos 90. Cos 90 is how much? 0. So cos 90 is 0 means d phi by dr is equal to 0, which is a elementary mathematics. By using the elementary mathematics, if the derivation of some value should be 0, then what happens here? Pi should be constant. The derivation of this pi should be 0, then pi is equal to how much? Constant. This is the elementary maths. Okay. So now the gradient are moving along the level surface. Means what? The phi function is constant, means throughout the level surface that gradient must be same, which defines, see here, which defines a level surface. We can conclude that the direction of the gradient is always perpendicular to the level surface. How this is perpendicular means what? You can see the diagram here. If the direction is pi is constant, means the direction of the scalar function should be perpendicular to the level surface. See, this is the level surface and this one is the another level surface. Now this is we can consider here P point. From this P point we can say that this is the angle 90 degree. If the angle is 90 degree, then this function must be perpendicular to this level surface. You can consider in anywhere you can consider this function should be perpendicular to the level surface. This is what level surface. In the sky you can consider, in the space. So this function should be perpendicular to the any surface. This is the direction of that function, means d pi by dr. Where that is the maximum, that is the direction. If you want to go towards any wall, in that wall having a high temperature, means we are moving from one position to that wall, which is the temperature is goes on increasing. So goes on increasing means what? The maximum temperature is towards that wall only. So the direction of mine is to be towards that wall. So that is the where there is a maximum value, that is the direction of that function. This is indicated by this all derivation. So this is the physical interpretation of the gradient of scalar function. So you can have a one problem here, that is find del of pi if f of x y z is equal to 2x square y square plus yz minus x. If they given like this problems, then you can solve the gradient of f. This is related to the gradient. So means del is simply multiply with the function. So that function is given by 2x square y square plus yz minus x. So del operator, you know what is del operator? Dou by dou x comma dou by dou y comma dou by dou z. Okay, so this is what del operator. And del of pi, so del of pi is with the function dou phi by dou x, dou phi by dou y and dou phi by dou z. So gradient of f or del of f is given by, see here, the first function 2x square y square plus yz minus x is there. So first function is what? Dou f by dou x. Only the partial differentiation with respect to x means wherever there is a x, that only differentiate. So 2x square y square in the first term here, 2x square is there. So 2 into 2 multiplication, this above 2, it will multiply with the 2. 2 into 2, 4. 4 x raised to n minus 1 means 2 minus 1. That is x raised to here 1 only. Okay. Means 4x, the y square remaining same. Because this is a partial derivation with respect to x only. 4x y square. The next term you see, here there is a x, any value? No. So you can, that yz is becomes 0. Next term, here there is a x term. So if there is a x means that is the derivation of x is 1. So here there is a minus sign, so minus of 1. So first term is over. So the next term for dou f by dou y. Dou f by dou y, you can consider here there is a where there is a y term. In first term there is a y term. So 2 into 2, 4. 4y into x square. Means x square is constant now here. Only we have to derive the y terms. 4x square y plus in the second term also y is present, means y becomes 1. So remaining only z value. Next, in the third term there is a no y term, so that becomes 0. Okay. So the second term is also over, that is 4x square y plus z. Next, dou by dou z, dou f by dou z. So where is the z term? In the first there is a 0, it becomes 0, and in second term the z is present here. So what is the derivative of this yz? Is only the z, means y is a z becomes 1, so only the term is y. So next, the third term is minus x, here there is a no z term, so only the value of a third term is y. So this is how to calculate the gradient of function, whatever they may give the function in the form of x, y and z. You can consider that function in this form and you can derive the thing, and you will get gradient of f is equal to this term. I think it is easy to understand. Read well, and if you have any doubts you can please comment me. I will explain you once again and I will solve your problems. You can solve other problems regarding gradient of a scalar function. Thank you, students.